Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Tracy, and I am beginning these videos about taking a journey through the Bible. And so I really want you to come along with me, and I just want to share with you how amazing God's Word is and just all the cool things that we can find in the scriptures. So this is really an introduction to Genesis and the beginning of everything here. So I just want to play a video for you first, and then we'll start sharing. All right.
Welcome to the story of the Old Testament, where we study and learn the truth of God's Word from the beginning. Creation, God's spoken act that brought everything into existence. Relationship, God's plan and design for kinship with humanity. The fall, the divide between humanity and God as a result of sin. Redemption, God's restorative love extended on our behalf. Patriarchs, forefathers of God's chosen people. Covenant, God's established plan and bond with his followers. Prophets, people of God who called for righteousness and godly direction. Kings and kingdoms, royal leadership of the Israelites.
All right, so that was just a little video intro about the Old Testament. I thought was kind of cool. I had lots of pictures in it. So then here we go. So Genesis is the beginning. And figure out how to do it. So first I just wanted to go through just an overview of the Bible, and I thought I have some great graphics here that really show I think kind of a all-in-one look over the Bible. And so this chart, it's kind of built like a game board, so it's going to snake around in an S fashion here. So we begin with creation, and then we have the years before the flood, and that's going to include Adam to Noah, then of course the flood, and then after the flood we have the patriarchs all the way to Moses. Then we're going to the Red Sea and Mount Sinai as the children of Israel go through the Exodus. Then they walk in the wilderness, followed by Joshua and the conquest. Then we get into a period of the Judges. And after the Judges are when the kings began to rule in Israel. So we have the three kings of the United Kingdom, and then the kingdom splits into two. We have Israel and Judah, northern and southern kingdoms. And after that, we have the exile in both kingdoms. And then as the people return under Zerubbabel, Ezra, and Nehemiah and rebuild the temple, we have the story of that. And that's the point where the Bible quits recording history. And then there's this 400 years of silence over here before Jesus is born, and we begin the New Testament. And so the New Testament is basically 4 gospels that cover the Christ's life, Jesus's life here on earth. And then the books after the 4 gospels are basically letters to the churches and letters to the saints, consisting of writings for the next 100 years after Jesus lived. So, and that is the Bible in a snapshot. Here's a different way of looking at it. It just puts it into periods. So we just went through it, so I won't go through it again. But this chart is really cool because it goes through the years that are associated with each period and the time that's covered. So as I go through all of these slides, feel free to pause the video or go back and look at things for longer if you'd like, because some of them I'm going to go through pretty quickly, and I know it's hard to read everything in that short period of time. So, all right, so here are some interesting facts about Genesis. Obviously, the meaning of the word Genesis is a Greek word meaning origin or beginning, or some of the connotations it has. And aptly, because it begins the God's word and begins the story of the whole Bible. Some interesting things to pull out is that the author is Moses. We believe he wrote the first 5 books of the Bible, as it is in Jewish tradition, and it's also mentioned in the Bible. There's an opinion out there that Moses did not write them, and there's some controversy about that. If you'd like further information on that, I would suggest you check out the movie Patterns of Evidence: The Moses Controversy, and that really touches on this issue. So another key point to just pull out is that Genesis, the book, covers the longest period of time that is covered throughout the Bible. Genesis itself covers over 2,200 years of time, and that time is based on chronology of the Bible and also the genealogies that are recorded throughout the Bible. So some of the things that Genesis covers, it begins obviously at the beginning and records about creation. It has the fall of man and then the spread of civilization as man spreads out over the earth. Then we have a judgment called the flood, and that's Noah's flood, Noah's Ark. That is what that is. And then after the flood, we have the Tower of Babel, which is another very key point. And then we get into the patriarchs after that: Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, key men of the faith in the just the beginning of the Jewish nation of Israel. And so then the Genesis history covers that time period all the way up through Joseph going down into Egypt, and then all the Israelites following him. And that positions the Israelites in Egypt for the next stage of history. So that is a quick overview of Genesis. So I'm excited about this journey together, and I hope you will join me, and we will get into the next chapters in the next video. Thank you.